Welcome to Melissa Recovers, where I do all sorts of crazy things to recover who I was always meant to be. I just want to do a quick weigh-in. I weighed in on Wednesday, February 8th, and that is 9 weeks of continuously being on program since December 8th, and an exact 2 months since I started. And I went to just do a weigh-in because my husband and I were getting away for the weekend, an extended weekend, and I weighed in and I was down 1.8 for a total of 22.4. Woo! So in 2 months, I've lost 22.4, and my next big milestone that I'm looking forward to is a 25-pound mark, and then after that, I'm shooting for my big 10%. I can't wait to have that little extra charm to add to my keychain. I thought I would share some quick snack ideas because we, are going away, and I'm gonna do a whole video about eating out and how our trip went. But oddly enough, this week's lesson or meeting topic was enjoy eating out. So I want to tell you guys quick about some of the strategies. It says what to do. Be a savvy diner. Our flow chart can help you choose wisely. And it's actually really awesome. So if you are not in meetings, there is an online version of this. And I'll see if I can put a link in the comments below. But it has you go through what's the occasion. Is it just like a business meeting? Is it a celebration? Do you have control over it? And that's what I want to talk about. So I am talking to you after my husband and I went away for our weekend. And I want to tell you about some of the strategies that I had. We left Wednesday after I weighed in. So I had lunch, dinner on Wednesday. And we stayed in bed and breakfast that had cheesecake and breakfast and all of these things, sparkling cider. And I had to navigate through all of that. And then the next morning, Thursday, we got up. It was breakfast at the inn. And then we had a catered lunch at the conference that we were at. And then we had to figure out what we were doing for dinner. And then Friday, same thing, breakfast at the inn. And then lunch was catered at the conference. And then dinner, I kind of knew what we were going to do. We have some gift cards that we wanted to use. So we were kind of planning with that. And then Friday night we were coming home. We were going to stay with our kids, get everybody ready, and we were all going back to the conference together on Saturday. So it was a lot of chaos. Some of the things that I did was I went to the conference webpage and I looked up what the catered meals were going to be. The first day was lasagna with meat sauce. So I went into my app on my phone. I looked up all different kinds of lasagnas with meat sauce. I looked at my own personal recipes that I had saved in there and kind of eyeballed it. And I was really familiar with what portions would cost me points-wise. And also, I was familiar with what portions looked like. I know that a cup is about the size of a tennis ball or a standard size computer mouse. I know that actually a cup is the size of a tennis ball. A standard size computer mouse can be about a half a cup depending upon what it is. But I had kind of an idea. I've measured out enough stuff that I could say, oh, this is this. This is about this many points. And I pre-tracked it. I went through Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and Saturday, and I knew exactly what I was going to be doing except for some of the dinners. We thought we were going to go to Cheesecake Factory on Thursday night because we had a gift card for there, but it turned out between the end of the conference and the entertainment that we were supposed to go to that night, we didn't end up having enough time to get to Cheesecake Factory, eat, get back ready for the entertainment part of the conference. So what we ended up doing was just not having dinner then. And then once we left the concert, we were so hungry. And the old me could have made horrible choices. Driving through the fast food lane, French frying it up, shakes, all that kind of stuff, and just blowing through the points. But what I did was awesome choices. So I'm going to start at the beginning. So Wednesday, started that morning with a Premier Protein, had, you know, great success with that. I'm going to pull up my tracker so I can just quick run through all the things that I did. I had a Premier Protein and a banana. Then I went and weighed in. And, oh, I forgot to tell you the best part. So, ever since I was a little girl, my mom would take me to Red Lobster for my birthday. And it was like the one time during the year that we could just have whatever we wanted. Like the little teeny shrimp on the salad and, you know, all of those things. So Red Lobster for me has a ton of emotional baggage connected to it. My mom passed away in 2002 in a car accident, and we had kind of a up and down relationship almost my whole entire life because, you know, she suffered from some mental illness and some different things, and my parents were divorced when I was really little. So there was a lot of contention there. So when we would go to Red Lobster, there was just kind of like a peace treaty, and we enjoyed ourselves. And I got into this emotional kind of way of eating there where I would enjoy myself and I would love it up. So my husband and I have been married for almost 19 years, and we usually go to Red Lobster for an anniversary or a birthday at least once a year. And we save for it and we enjoy it. But this was my first time going on Weight Watchers. And you can blow through the points at Red Lobster. I mean, those delicious, awesome Cheddar Bay biscuits that are so salty and buttery and cheesy and garlicky are 5 points a piece. So I knew going into Wednesday that I was going to weigh in, so I just had a teeny tiny little breakfast, and I knew that I would have this bigger lunch slash dinner with my husband, and then we would go to the first opening part of this conference. So we went to Red Lobster, and the first thing that I did was I went through that menu, and they've got an awesome tool on their website. Plus everything's listed in the Weight Watchers app. So I figured out what I was going to eat. I knew that I wanted some crab legs, and I knew that I wanted shrimp scampi, and I knew that I wanted to have some of those biscuits, and I knew that I wanted a salad. But what I did was, instead of having their salad dressing that's like 5 or 6 points, or if you get the Caesar dressing, it's 11 points, I brought this. This is my new favorite thing. It is Bolthouse Farms Greek yogurt dressing, and it's only 40 calories per serving. And if you look at the ingredients, it's non-fat Greek yogurt, buttermilk, you know, just real stuff. It is a peppercorn ranch, and it's got this awesome flavor. You'd never know that it was light dressing. It doesn't have like that sweet kind of fake, fat-free, sugary kind of taste to it. And this is 2 tablespoons for 1 point. So that's right. That's right. I brought dressing with me to the restaurant. And my husband and I, he's following Weight Watchers with me, we both put our own dressing on. We ordered the salad with no dressing. I picked off the croutons, and I counted that as the 1 point for my salad dressing. Then I did all of my other stuff that, you know, I was having, and I did not let them bring butter, the drawn butter out. You can have a bazillion points. Like, one of those little cups of butter is 3 tablespoons of melted butter. That's like 15 points. But what did I do instead? I brought, I can't believe it's not butter spray, and sprayed it on my seafood, and I loved it, and I enjoyed it, and I had the best meal with my husband, and we laughed, and I even had my Cheddar Bay biscuits. So then we left Red Lobster. We went to the conference, and then I planned for that cheesecake. I knew that when we got home to the hotel that I would be tired and that they have hot, fresh cookies. So I looked up chocolate chip cookies, tracked it. Looked up just varieties of different cheesecakes, and it's just a teeny tiny little piece, but cheesecake really packs in the points. So I figured that out and I tracked it, and I did bring with some sugar-free puddings that I thought, you know what, if I want a sweet and I don't want this cheesecake, I'm going to have a backup plan. We didn't end up eating those because we planned and we had enough points to have our cheesecake at the end of the night, but it was a success. So then Thursday we got up and I did a ton of walking. I earned, oh man, 18 activity points just based off of what my Fitbit said. Because this conference is at this big, huge, it's called the Salt Palace. It's a big convention center in Salt Lake City, Utah. And we walked from one end to the other for all of these classes on family history. So then Thursday, at the hotel, they have these, they called it a frittata, and it was eggs, ham, and veggies, and you could decide what you put in there. You could decide if you wanted ham, sausage, bacon. I went with ham because almost always ham is leaner and lighter than the other two. And then I did the veggies, and I asked at the desk, what are the veggies? They were peppers and onions. That's what was in there. And it was in kind of a cool, kind of oval shaped ramekin, and I counted the points for that. Whole wheat toast. I specifically wrote on there, no butter, please. So I didn't have to worry about that. I brought my own yogurt in case I wanted to have a yogurt parfait like they offered. But in the end, I just didn't want it. So, and I did have milk and I did have orange juice, and I just counted it. I went through my app and counted it. Then we went into lasagna. That night, Thursday night, like I said, we ended up just so hungry because we went to the concert. Stopped at Jimmy John's on the way home. You can get a decent meal at Jimmy John's for less points than what you think. Like less points than you'd spend on a cheeseburger at like McDonald's or something like that. And it's a substantial whole wheat bread, veggies, meat. And I got the roast beef, like the Hunter Club sandwich. No mayo, no provolone on it. And I think it's like 11 points. Let's see. The other thing that we did was we got up the next morning, and I had already done my breakfast. I got the exact same thing. My frittata with my ham and my veggies. And didn't need the yogurt, but I did have milk and orange juice. And went, and then we went to lunch. It was a chicken, kind of like a chicken breast, very, very lean. There was no breading, no sauce, no nothing. It was like a mixed rice that had like white or brown and wild. And there was nothing on it because it was bone dry. We brought our own salad dressing with, and I didn't care. We just slipped it out of my bag, put it back in my bag. My husband and I had the best time, and we did not have to count or worry. Is this 6 points worth of dressing? Is this 8 points worth of dressing? We knew that our 2 tablespoons was only 1. And then, you know, we just went through the rest of the conference. You know, that Saturday when we brought our kids up, we ate breakfast at home, did some Premier Protein, some fruit and whatnot to kind of bulk us up so that we felt full and had that staying power of the protein. Then I had packed turkey wraps with those, you know, those Olay wraps. You guys, they're awesome. If you don't know what they are, you have to look at these. They sell them at Walmart and most grocers. That is 1 point. One laughing cow, 1 point. And the really, really lean turkey from Costco, it's Hillshire Farms Naturals. 1 point of that. So this turkey wrap that I got was 3 points that I made and brought with. And then I brought bagged chips, you know, those individual bagged chips for school lunches and whatnot for my family. I brought those with, and everybody got what they wanted. The kids who wanted Cheetos got Cheetos. My husband who wanted Doritos and had points to spend on it had his Cool Ranch Doritos. And I had a bag of rolled gold pretzels that was only 3 points. So then that night, we had to go to a surprise birthday party at a barbecue place. Talk about terror. It's all meat sitting in its own fat and juices all day long. So what did I do? I did exactly what it said in this tools. I found out the menu ahead of time. I looked online. I looked at portions. I knew what beef brisket was for so many ounces. I knew what pulled pork was for so many ounces. I knew what the smoked chicken, all of those different things. And I planned it out. I pre-tracked it. I went into that birthday party knowing that I would get the certain things that I got. So I haven't weighed in yet. I have 3 more days before I have my weigh-in. But I wanted to kind of give you an update on our trip and some of the success things that I did. And I also wanted to give you an update on my weigh-in. And sorry that this went so long. I wasn't going to share all of this. I was just going to quick give you a weigh-in, but it's so tied together. I left from my last meeting scared. I was scared because I knew the emotional baggage that I have with Red Lobster, for one. I knew that this was going to be, 4+ days where I wasn't in control of everything that I was putting into my body. But I had a strategy, I followed it through, and we'll see how it turns out at the scale this week. So I just want to say, you know what? These things are awesome. Meetings are awesome. And if you're not a meeting person, that's okay, because we have these same tools available to us online too. And I am grateful that you all stopped by, and I can't wait to share my social Valentine's dinner breakfast treats that I made for my family, and I will be posting a recipe, and it's a cook with me video. So I will talk to you later.